fam? Welcome back to the kitchen. As always, you got your boy Chris, where we bringing you 100% authentic Puerto Rican recipes, where we make them simple, easy, and delicious for everyone to follow. So, what do we whip up today? Well, we made up a little stew, a little beef stew. So, before we made some pollo guisado, today we made carne guisada. So what is that? Basically, it just entails some beef, some Puerto Rican seasonings, some vegetables, and there's so many ways you can do this. You can put a little wine in it. You can put, well, however you want to do it, other kind of vegetables, different kinds of things. But today, we're just keeping it straight basic and keeping it simple, but we're bringing you the bold flavors of Puerto Rico as always. So on another note, fam, if you haven't, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for me. Helps the channel grow. And like I always say to the Cooking with Chris fam, without you guys, this page doesn't grow, it doesn't exist. So thank you again. And if you're new here, pull up a stool, pull up a chair, come to the counter, and we're about to get whipping up some beautiful, delicious Puerto Rican beef stew. All right, so here's what you're gonna need. You can use any kind of beef you want. I went to Walmart and I got some stewed beef. I have a lime, which is just a small one. So if you had a bigger one, you can use a whole one. I mean, a half of a bigger one, but since that's so small, I'm just gonna use it. Then I'm just gonna use this total seasoning versus putting garlic powder, onion powder, and all that. I'm just gonna use that, and I'm gonna use that in the place of adobo as well. Now, if you wanna use adobo, go right ahead. Got some black pepper, of course, sofrito, tomato sauce, and in my pilon, I have 3 garlic cloves. We're gonna smash that down and we're gonna get everything put into this bowl. All right, so let's take our lime and let's squeeze it on top. Now let's take, and we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of homemade sofrito. Now let's go in with 3 tablespoons of tomato sauce. Now, I know everybody does theirs and cooks theirs, how they cook it. I just do it this way, that way it can have max flavor on that beef. Our next step is to take our total seasoning. Throw some in there. And then we'll put a little bit of black pepper. Now let's take our fresh garlic that we smashed down and let's put it in here. Again, like I said, everybody does theirs differently. And also, I didn't mention, because I'm not doing it right now, I'm not gonna put any olive oil in here. But what we are gonna do, we're gonna take this, we're gonna get it all mixed together. After we do that, I'm gonna cover this up. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator and I'm going to allow it to sit there for a few hours. I say about an hour or 2. Just so that way all these can get all the max flavor inside of here. And then we'll come back and we'll get it into the frying pan and we'll move on to the next step in the process. And also, that lime juice is gonna help break down that beef. So it's gonna help tenderize it when it's in there sitting and help with all that. So now that we have all this mixed together, we're gonna go ahead, cover this, and let it sit. All right, so we let our beef marinate for a few hours. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna come back and just hit this with just about a tablespoon or 2 of some olive oil. My pan's already warmed up. It's on a medium, so that's good to go there. And what we're gonna do is just take and get our mixture put into here. Like I said, it's already warm. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna cook this down just a little bit, probably for about 5 minutes or so. We're gonna cook this on down. And then while I'm at it, I'm gonna throw this bay leaf in there. That way it can absorb a bunch of flavors and this meat can take on that flavor. So, like I said, we're just gonna cook this down. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes or so, and you can see that, our beef is starting to slowly cook. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna come into here, and we're gonna take about 2 cups of water. And we're going to put that in there. Now we don't want to put a ton of water because of the fact that we're not making soup. So just enough to cover for right now. Then a beef bouillon. Let's break that up just a little bit. Let's get that stirred in there. So now also you can put whatever you might want to put in here. You could put red pepper in here. You can put whatever you know you want to put in here. I'm just keeping it simple, and that's just the way I'm going to do it. So another thing we need to put in here is some sazon with achote. And also while you're doing this, after you do this, check for your salt content. You may need to add salt, you may not. It just all depends on your liking. It may be perfect for you. So let's mix that around. After we get all that good to go, what we're going to do is come in here and we're going to put our lid on this for about an hour. And then we'll come back on and check on it, because what we're going to try to do here, what we're doing, I should say, is basically we're making that beef really tender. And then we'll come back and we'll check on it. All right, so it's been an hour. As you can see, that's what we're looking like there. So let's go ahead. Let's stir this up a little bit. You can see I still got some, water and stuff in there. Beef is super tender. Oh man, that's super tender. Now, if your beef, see, I just easily came apart. Now, if your beef is not that tender, just let it cook for a little while longer. No harm, no foul. Now, we're gonna take some potatoes, put those in there. All right, let's go ahead and mix those around. Now, I may end up having to, put a little bit more water in here. Again, we're not trying to make a soup, but we still need enough water, for it to be a stew. So, let's mix these in here real quick. Then I'm gonna come in here with just some carrots. I'm not making a big pot of this for a bunch of people. Just a little bit of water, because after putting all those ingredients in there, it looks a little dry, right? So you don't need a lot. We're not trying to, like I said, make a soup. We just need a little bit to cover that right there. Just a little, just like that. That's all you gotta have. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna cover this for an additional 30 minutes. That way we can let these carrots and everything cook down. All right, so it's been 30 minutes. And as you can see, our potatoes have cooked down. Our carrots are cooked down nice and easy. I can go through it with this spoon here. The potatoes did a great job of absorbing some of that liquid with that starchiness in there. And so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna get this out of here and get it plated. All right, fam, and there you have it. A beautiful rendition of a Puerto Rican beef stew. This brings back a lot of memories, just in so many of these recipes. But nonetheless, it's a flavorful, easy, quick, weeknight meal. You can throw together something to do in the kitchen with the family. And so that brings me on this topic. Like I always say, fam, hug your loved ones, tell them you love them, and until next time, peace.